This is Nick with Geeks with Cash, and this is another Nick's Collectables. This is the Winter Gremlins 2-pack from NECA. You've seen me do at least one of these on the show before. I am a big fan of Gremlins, and I was super happy to see these carolers come out. I was actually hoping when I got them that they would be a little bit bigger than they were, because I wanted to put them under my big tree downstairs, just caroling in front of the tree. They're not quite that big, but they are still great for like a mantelpiece or just a display. Or if you do still want to put them in front of the tree, I think they would still look fantastic. As you can see when you get a closer look at them here, they both have really good facial detail. The scarf looks fantastic. You've got the gingerbread man with the head bitten off. You've got like a little candy cane in there. One of them's even got his earmuffs. You can see that. As you turn the box around, you can see it says a gadget salesman looking for a special gift for his son finds one at a store in Chinatown. The shopkeeper is reluctant to part with a mogwai, but sells it to him, warning never to expose it to bright light or water or feed it after midnight. All this happens and results is a gang of gremlins that decide to tear up the town on Christmas Eve. Now, when I move this back, you can see here on the bottom they have plans to bring out another set. It looks like there's going to be a 4 set, and they can all go caroling. I don't know when they're going to bring the next one out, but I am stoked by the fact that they're going to have 4 of these instead of just 2. I'm already in love with these little guys, and I've barely touched them. So let's go ahead and turn this back around and get this out of the packaging. Apologize for my reach here. Go ahead and get in here and just slide these guys out so you get less reflection on them. So there they are, just out of the packaging. And man, do they have good detail. These things have just as good a detail as the ones as the Spider Gremlin did that I did a review on not too long ago. They look absolutely fantastic. NECA has been doing a great job of knocking these things right out of the park. You can also see here, if I pull it up, this is their sheet music. Let me go ahead and get one of these out of the slip and just kind of show it to you. If it'll get out of here. Sorry, having a little difficulty. Yeah, look at that. That looks fantastic. There's no words with it. It's just notes, which I don't imagine they would have sung any notes. There it goes. That's in much better focus now. But I just think that's a super cool addition to these little guys. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a minute. I'm going to go ahead and pop these guys out of their little plastic container and stand them up, like maybe with a candy cane or the gingerbread man. Maybe have one with the sheet music or even both of them. And we'll just have a little bit of fun with them. You guys can see them, and I'll show you how much articulation they have. I don't expect they're going to have like the best articulation. It looks like they bend at the ankle a little bit. It looks like they bend at the arm. The head will move back and forth. It looks like the mouth opens and closes a little bit. I seriously doubt the ears move very much, but I mean, for what I think was like $40, $50 retail for the 2 of them, it's really not that bad. So hang tight, guys, and we'll get them out and we'll kind of go through the paces with them, okay? So here's the first one out of the package. You can see he actually stands pretty okay on his own. He needs to be leaned forward a little bit in order to stand. Otherwise, he tends to fall over. His feet aren't the absolute best. If you pick him up, you can see he's got joints here, so he can move those like that. He's got his ankles here, so he can kind of articulate a little bit. They're not the best in the world, but they kind of move forward. I would be a little leery about moving these too much. They don't really feel like they're really meant to move that much. The hip moves. It's a little stiff, but it does move back and forth. The head moves back and forth along with the neck a little bit, but the neck is a little on the stiff side. So you can kind of do it, but it's not the best articulation. The mouth opens and closes, which is kind of cool. And then these also come right off, as you can see, and then they just pop right back on. So overall, he's actually really well suited for the kind of figure he is. Oh God, I'm having trouble getting that back on his ear. Oh my goodness. There. Okay. But you can see he stands relatively well. and looks fantastic detail-wise. You can see I'm already kind of having trouble standing him because I've repositioned him a little bit, but he looks great. Also, here is the candy cane. It looks a little blurry. You can kind of get a little bit more in focus here. You can see it's got individual beads in it. It looks like he could just hold it directly in his hand. Oh, if I can get it in there, I'm having trouble. Come on. Oh, you know you want a candy cane. Come on. Work with me. Yeah. See? He can hold that pretty easily. That works out pretty well. You've also got the little gingerbread guy. Which I don't know how I'm going to get him to hold this one. Probably in the same hand, to be honest. Yeah, like that. And he can hold that right there. So overall, I'm pretty happy with him. I think he came out pretty great. Like I said, he's not the most stable of stander. What I have, the ciphers I have is pretty flat, so he should be able to stand pretty well on his own, and he's having a few issues on it. So you might be careful whenever you're posing them or standing them. Not that he had the best posability in the world, but for the kind of figure they are and how detailed they are, they're meant more to be kind of like a display piece rather than like an action play piece, right? So if we move him out of the way, we can take a look at the other one. Now he has the same articulation as the other one does. He's also having a harder time standing because I've messed with him less. Oh, and you can see right there, his hat pops right off like that. So you can pop that on and off. It's got a little slot here that fits right over his ears. Like that. And it's got his earmuffs and everything. Which I think actually looks really good. He looks very kind of adultish, which is funny for a gremlin, of all things. Oh my goodness, I cannot get him to stand. I'm having trouble, guys. Oh my goodness. Oh. Yeah, this one does not stand very well on its own at all. I'm probably going to have to hold him for shots. I'll probably eventually, if I can spend more time not behind my camera, be able to get him to stand pretty well to where I can get some decent shots. But yeah, honestly, I think they've got great detail. You can see right here, you've got the scales, you can see the skin, there's the ribbing on the back, you can see the plating. And they did a really good job detailing the figure to where it looks really good. Even the detailing on the scarf looks really nice. On the other one, you can see similar detail. Like you can see the skin texture. You can see the ear muffs and everything like that have good detail on them. It's even got the band over the top there. So it looks like real earmuffs. They're not just pieces that they plugged in there. Overall, I think they're great looking figures, particularly for the price point. They fit both the Halloween and the Christmas niche for me, which amuses me to no end. It's probably one of the reasons I'm so big into Nightmare Before Christmas as well, is that it kind of fits both niches. But I'm going to take a quick break here and pause and probably try to get them set up and get some display shots of them holding the sheet music and everything like that, and maybe some of their other toys on it, so I can show those to you kind of at the end of the video. And hopefully you guys will enjoy it.